Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this time we're going to take a look at the last batch of DC digest-sized comics that I've got. These, the traditional digest size, anyway. And I still have a bunch of Archie comics, though. Digests. Okay, and these, one or two of these may be ones that I've shown before because I've got some duplicates, and but I'm not sure. So we'll take a little look at them. My ever-present pipe. Okay, take a look. We start off with this one of the Justice League of America. I just got it with this great Gil Kane cover. And I have a trade paperback reprinting some various Justice League of America stories. It has a recreation of this illustration with a few changes. That was drawn by Jerry Ordway. For a while I couldn't remember his name, and suddenly came back to me. Woo! Old Man Syndrome in reverse. Okay, it's on the back. And the very first thing is this reproduction of a great cover by Murphy Anderson. Great stuff. But the interiors, drawn by Dick Dillon, who was the regular Justice League artist at this time. And this book is from, let's see, 1982. So this would have been stuff from the 70s. Hawkman. In each man there is a demon. Oh, this is when Black Canary joined the JLA. Oh, had these green duplicate figures for them to fight against. And then here's another one. Elongated Man. Spectre in the Shadows. Justice League of America. And this is by, Dick Dillon, Dick Giordano. Let's see. Green Lantern, Black Canary, Elongated Man. And here's one with, next one we've got. See if it's got, I don't see any credits here. Still Dick Dillon. I don't know who wrote it. The cover here by the cover is by Nick Cardy. It's from 106. This is Red Tornado. Later he changed his look. Remember, Red Tornado is an android, a super-powered android. I kind of liked him, but they never used him a whole lot outside of the Justice League. Seems like he did have it was either some series of backup stories or a mini-series. I can't remember. Oh, here's Zatanna, the magician. Yeah. Daughter of Zatara, the magician. She's a mistress of magic. And this is kind of a cool costume, but it doesn't fit Zatanna. It just doesn't fit her. But I do kind of like the look. As more of a mystical sorceress look. Then we have Ooh. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Another great Gil Kane cover. Some stuff. These goes way back. These aren't even credited, so I don't know who the artists are. I was thinking it should be some Curt Swan, but I didn't. Looking through it, I didn't see any that I could identify in this one as Curt Swan. Tales of the Legion of Superheroes. I'm thinking Al Plastino, but I'm not sure. This is in Silver Age, silly stuff. And there's Adventure. I know I've shown this one once before. I'm pretty sure. Adventure Comics. And this one is from 1983. It's got Spectre, the Sandman, Captain Marvel Jr., and Aquaman, as well as Wildcat in there. Oh, and this starts with Challengers of the Unknown, drawn by Alex Toth. Ooh, that's got to be good. He was a great artist, and remember, he did used to work for Hanna-Barbera, and he designed did character designs for so many of the Hanna-Barbera animated shows. This is Supergirl. Yeah, early Supergirl. Jim Mooney, artist. Jerry Siegel writing. Jerry Siegel, of course, co-created Superman, and Alex Toth did so many of the great characters designs for the Hanna-Barbera stuff in the 60s, including the character designs for the Super Friends, which was just the Justice League of America. Oh, Aquaman, Jim Aparo art. I've mentioned many times how much I love his artwork. He's my favorite Batman artist, and I would have to say probably my favorite Aquaman artist as well. Captain Marvel Jr. I remember this one. This is Elliot S. Magan writing, and Dave Cockrum did the art. This is reprinting from after DC got the rights. There's a story from there. Here's another Supergirl. I think it's again with Jerry Siegel and Jim Mooney art. And then oh, this is at this calls back to when there was a different Supergirl. The Sandman. This is from Golden Age. Joe Simon and Jack Kirby did this. This goes back to the 40s. And in the 70s, Jack Kirby did a one-shot of reintroducing a new Sandman, but that didn't take off. Here's the prologue for Wildcat. Yep, Wildcat. And this is Neil Adams art. Very dynamic. Dramatic and dynamic. And then the follow-up to that story features the Spectre. Wildcat and Spectre together. Yeah. And Adventure Comics, again, Challengers of the Unknown, and Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, more Aquaman, Shazam. This is drawn by George Tuska. I just talked about George Tuska just a few videos back. And that comic strip, The World's Greatest Superheroes. And this is kind of stuff that's right up his alley. I like that. I like it. Who did the inks on this again? Was it dedicated to Jack Kirby? Andy Lashinsky is the inker. At least it wasn't Vince Colletta for a change. I see so much Vince Colletta, I'm kind of getting tired of him. I think this is Al Plastino. I think on this Legion story. Back to Jim Aparo with Aquaman. I think this is an early story, and he was his Aquaman looks more like the Nick Cardy version. Before he kind of slimmed him down, made him look a little more like a swimmer. Here's a Zatanna story. In her classic fishnets and tuxedo, going against some snake-headed guy that's kind of like Medusa. Oh, Supergirl's 3 Supergirl friends. That's the characters from the what do you call it? From the Legion of Superheroes. And here we go again. Who's this? Oh, there's Captain Marvel. Twisted Powers, CC back art. Those pages don't want to separate. There we go. The Spectre, that's it. The Spectre. This is before Jim Aparo did it. I can't make out who the artist is. Oh, Murphy Anderson. At least doing the inks, I think. Or maybe he penciled it and someone else did, because it really looks like Murphy Anderson. Yeah, he may have done both duties on here. Got a tear in it. Really nice. I love Murphy Anderson. He is really, really great. And then the last of these is Legion of Superheroes. Again, old stuff. With Edmund Hamilton and John Fort. John Fort did the art. Edmund Hamilton wrote it. Edmund Hamilton was a pretty big pulp writer. I did a lot of science fiction, especially Captain Future. I really like his Captain Future stories. I've only been able to read 2 or 3 of them. They were reprinted in paperback in the more of the same in paperback in the 60s. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Who did that? That's John Fort too, but it just doesn't look quite the same. The female figure looks almost like a Murphy Anderson figure. And then I want to top it off with this Diabolic. It's not DC, but it's just a lone standout. Published by Pacific Comics Club from the 1983, I think it was. 1980. Yeah, 1986. Diabolic is an Italian comic hero. Not like American. He's kind of an anti-hero type, almost a thief, but he's on the side of the angels, kind of an anti-hero. Some really nice artwork. It's Italian, and they published a few volumes of this back then. I had 1 or 2 others, but I've misled. I had forgotten all about this character. I like Diabolic, and nice artwork. And I think I'll set this aside and read it, and I'll do in the future a review specifically of this book. So that's what I've got this time for these guys. DC, I bumped it. DC Digest Comics. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and catch you on the flip side. And remember, whoa, gravity works. Comics are art.